So yes, whether the entrepreneur spirit or the IT, we have something on screen finally. So that's good. Now I hope it was worth all this hype. Thank you everybody. Thank you for inviting me on this platform. It's a great feeling to be back here. Honestly, I'm feeling really old. When you're invited for these alumni speaks, you're supposed to have done something, accomplish something, be of a certain age. No offense, but so I'm here. But it's a great honor. Chandan ma'am asked me to, if you can come and speak something, give some advice. I said, sure, why not? मेरे पहले बहुत लोग आए, मेरे को पका के गए. This is my chance. So I came into college, with the mentality that college is a waste of time. Really, it was something that I thought, that what's the use of it? And today, when I look back at it, honestly, I can say that was not true. I have learned some really crucial lessons being a part of Podar College. I learned a lot of things which have shaped the decision that I've made in the past, have shaped the way I am today. So today I'd like to share with you some of these lessons, some of these points that I have learned. It's 7 years in college and 7 cool things I've learned. In case you're wondering why I've spent 7 years in college, it was because I didn't know what to do after my BCom. So I spent 2 more years doing my MCom while still figuring out what needs to be done. I'll move on to the first point. It's good if you know what you want to do. Alright? So, I came into college, I thought this was A Podar College of Commerce and Economics. I realized it's not A Podar College of Commerce and Economics, it's A Podar College of Commerce and Economics. You throw a stone and you have everyone doing CA here, which is a great thing, but while I know, while it's good if you know what you want to do. It's better if you have no clue. Really. And I mean this, You come into college and, there are all these people around you, Some of these guys have their life figured out from the time they were born. They just know every single thing, I'll do this, I'll do my CA, then CS, then law, this and that. And, you're sitting over there and you're wondering, listen, I just stumbled into college here, what's happening? Why am I being asked to think so much? I'm here to tell you that it's okay. It's okay if you don't know what you want to do in life. It really is. Some of the most interesting people that I have met, when they were younger, they told me the same thing. Some of the interesting people who I meet now, at 40 years old, they still don't know what they want to do with life. No, and it's a good thing because, you're constantly reinventing yourself. So you want to be in the position, where you're okay with not knowing what you want to do. Just a word of caution on this is, that as long as you're not wasting your time in G8, I think you're going to be okay.
Be some local canteen.
When I was in college, I was confused whether to take up CA, take up under my father's firm, whether to do some journalism, whether to do music, and there are all these thoughts, and all of you are going to face these problems. Don't worry, it's okay. It's important to encourage yourself in what you're good at. So the great thing about Podar College is that there are so many platforms, there are so many clubs, right? So you can participate in anything. You're interested in literature, you can participate in the ELC, you can participate in Podar pageant. You're interested in music, sports, art, in everything. There are so many opportunities. This is a great platform for you to express those talents or your lack of them. But please make sure that you exploit whatever chances that you have to go out there to participate in the various clubs. That being said, it's equally important to discourage what you're bad at. Okay? So, I was in a college band, I was in a rock band. I thought, I was playing the guitar, so I thought, it's going to be great if I get a chance to sing. I had long hair, I had a piercing, I considered myself quite a cool dude. Turned out it wasn't, but anyway, so there was this, we had these singing auditions, so I said, yes, I'll take part in these auditions and give it a shot. So I went for this, gave it my best shot, and I won first prize. Okay, sadly it was in laryngitis, and that's when I realized, that there are certain things that you really want to do, there are certain things you don't want to do, and if you can't sing, please spare yourself and others the misery and don't sing. So it's important to identify what your talents are, and it's easier to identify what you're not good at, by a process of elimination. So you look at what you're not good at and what you don't like doing, and you use these things to come to things which you don't like to do, and you have things which you like to do. So this is something that you keep in mind, as you progress through your years in college. Expose yourself in different. Sometimes the glass is half full, and sometimes the glass is half empty. So this is the famous, optimism, pessimism saying. The reality is that you will be faced with a lot of situations in college and in life in general, and a lot of them will not be ideal. A lot of them will not be ideal. A lot of the situations will be, less than perfect. It's like the maths paper. It's either extremely hard or extremely hard. So I remember coming out of the maths paper, every time, and today I sympathize with our boys down under. I can't use those words how I felt right on this platform, but you get the sentiment. So no matter what the situation is, don't worry. You attack the problem. Whether the glass is half full or half empty doesn't matter. Just drink the damn water, all right? Or whatever is in it. The point I'm trying to make over here is that don't get into analysis, paralysis, where you keep analyzing things, where you keep analyzing points, where you get into a detailed discussion of, what if this, what if that, It's all right, we are going to be dealt with certain cards which we're not going to be happy about. That's fine, play the hand you've got, but play it well. Competition is essential. This is something I learned, I think pretty much on day one. One of the reasons that you guys are all in Podar is because you've all done well in competitive exams. All right. So the thing about Podar is, so if you after 10th standard, if you do well in your SSC, if you get good marks, you go to an arts college. If you get slightly better marks, you go to a commerce college. If you get even better marks, you go to a science college. If you get great marks, you will come to Podar. So the point is that competition is essential because it puts you out on a platform, it puts you out somewhere where you may not have been if others didn't exist. However, the point I'm trying to make is competition is essential, but only with yourself. This is extremely important because what happens is that you get into, I have got into this mentality where you start, trying to compare what the other person is doing. I was here, I was damn nervous, I was coming here, I'm thinking, I'm not wondering about my speech. All I'm thinking is, how will the other two speakers be? Which is the wrong mentality. So I'm saying, beware of that. You don't want to fall into that trap. Because ultimately it's about making sure that you are able to give your best to what you do. It's important that you constantly reinvent yourself, constantly push yourself, because this is what it's about. So competition is essential. Focus on yourself. Focus on your efforts, and when you figure out how to get this done, let me know, because I still haven't figured this out yet. One must sleep to dream. Really? One must sleep to dream, but lose all sleep to fulfill it. So it's important that you don't get caught in the hustle bustle of college. You don't get and you have some time for yourself, where you're able to figure out, not necessarily what you want to do in life or what your career holds for you, but what makes you happy. You know, it's important to get an idea of what are those things that, and you need to give time for it. Once you decide that you know that something gets me happy, you remember that you have to work hard. You have to really, really work hard, and there is no substitute for hard work. And everybody you meet, you know, who's successful in anything they've done, they will always say that hard work was one thing that they did which separated them from the others. You know, it is really about burning the midnight oil. You know, there is no excuse. There is no excuse for not working hard. You know, I wish I could give you something nicer over here and say, you know what, guys, don't worry, enjoy yourself, don't work hard, all work out. That's not true. I'm sorry to give you the bad news. If you don't work hard, you're pretty screwed. You know, so make sure you're able to understand this. You know, focus on your time. When you focus, make sure you're able to work hard. Live each day like it's your last. Okay, so I want to talk about, I think what Parth sir mentioned was very important. You know, be present. So understand that each day that you spend in college, each day you spend, make sure you are there. Live each day like it's your last. You know, live each day like it's your last. I remember when I was in the 5th standard, and from 5th standard to 10th standard, the amount of time that took, it was a really leisurely pace. You know, I remember growing up from 5th and 6th, 7th, you know, it's so slow. But from the time I entered FIJC to I got out at TY BCom, that time just flew. It was a blur. It was really a blur. And time will fly, you know, faster. These periods are going to get much faster and faster. So make sure, you know, that you're able to really be present in the moment. You're able to live each day. While living each day is important, you know, if you live each day like it's your last, it might end up being just that. What I mean by that, that if you know, it's important to make the most of the day, you know, don't overdo it. You know, some of you are going to take up some very good habits now, drinking, some better habits of smoking, you know, some even better habits of, you know, some of the other stuff. So, what I'm trying to say is that this is an age where you want to experiment, you know, and while it's difficult, you know, you have a say no to drugs campaign, or you have a, you know, don't smoke, you know, under the peer pressure, under those things, it's a little difficult for everyone to always back out at that time. You know, so what I'm trying to say is that be very careful. The consequences of your action now will have far-reaching effects in the future, something you will not be aware of now as well. You know, and I've seen friends who've gone down that path, and you know, in a few years' time, they are full of regret. You don't want to be there. So, so this is something that you should definitely be aware of. It's difficult to say no. You know, at this point, I can't tell you. You know, I've been through that. I can't tell you no, say no to drugs. You know, I mean, these things I know can happen, but be very, very careful with what you're doing, what you're getting into. You know, because it's not that cool. You know, the reports online like you to believe, you know, that marijuana is good for medicinal purposes. You know, it may not be so. So don't risk it. You know, don't. I'm sorry, I don't mean to touch a raw nerve here, but this is something that I think is very critical, very important that all of you understand. Then be careful, you know, stay alive. Okay, listen to what everyone has to say. So, you know, I think I just made this point up because I just wanted you guys to listen to me. So I thought, you know, if I have this point here, you know, you'll kind of be like, oh, this guy's talking about, so you better listen to him. So, you know, there's a lot of advice that will be dispensed to you during these 5 years, all right? On a serious note, there's a lot of advice that will be dispensed to you, you know. And the biggest proponent of this advice would be your parents. You know, they would give you a lot of advice about what to do, about what not to do. While it's important to listen to them, it's most important to do your own thing. You know, the advice that you will get from your teachers and all is very important, and you have to listen to it. all right? But think for yourself, don't, just because someone is saying something, don't follow it blindly. Make sure that you're able to understand why something is being said to you. And once you understand that, you decide whether you want to do something or you don't. I've taken liberty, to give you all this gyan today. And I'd like to end on this note. I've given a lot of advice. If you feel like, take it. If you feel, ignore everything I just said, and you'll be fine as well. Thank you. The end. Applause.
Thank you so much, sir. Any questions for sir? Sir, there's a question for you.